So this is my wonderful husband.
How are you guys?
And this is our daughter, Kavai, as you already know. But y'all were talking about in the comments that y'all wanted to hear my husband's perspective because I've been talking about him and how amazing he has been through this journey for me, for us. And y'all were saying how a lot of men don't have a place, an outlet to really let out their emotions or how they feel with the situation because it's equally their baby too. So here's my husband.
This news of the miscarriage was shocking. Like, that's the first word that comes to mind because I'd come home from work and took a nap, and we had been through so many of these appointments already. And what happened was when I got up from my nap and was going to greet Destiny, that's when she burst into tears and just told me, well, she didn't tell me, but the fact that she burst into tears let me know something. So I sprang up real quick and just was in shock. And I was there to console her, and she told me we had a miscarriage. And then after that, just the relationship that I have with God, like, I kind of feel bad, and so I apologize that I don't want it to seem like I moved on because I sprang up to be there to console her, and then my mind, I think naturally as a man, went to what's next? How do I now lead? So I don't want to seem like I just moved on to just forget about the emotions that were happening there, but that's where my mind went, and that's where my relationship with God is, because I instantly felt peace, and I instantly felt a connection with God, that this is just a delay, that we're going to get pregnant again, and that this was not anybody's fault. I even asked her, I was, just thinking in my head, was it something that I did? But I had that peace that this wasn't anybody's fault, and that this was just shocking news, but that was me looking forward. So I started feeling that peace. I started feeling that, and I never got mad at God. Like, I just took that and said, okay, God, and just was able to continue to, be. I think that's part of the reason that I've been such a help, is because I was able to get into gear so quickly. Mm-hmm. And I give God the credit for that, because, like I said, immediately he just started talking to me and started being able to help me lead and help me take the next step. So the next thing of how I was able to move on and lead, I told Destiny, like, I wanted to tell Kavai. I wanted to tell our daughter. And this is like the first time, I guess, in our parenthood that we've had to have a serious conversation with our child, or like a serious conversation as a family. And I think it went well. I was proud of the way that Destiny and I both communicated to our daughter, and how we were able to articulate to her. And she reacted the way that I expected her to. She didn't even cry, but she could tell it was a moment of sorrow, and gave a big hug. So
Yeah,
it was special. And
oh, and the way that he said it, y'all. How'd you say it? You said, "Oh, he just forgot something. He'll be back." I was like, "Oh, like, how beautiful is that?" Especially as a way to break it down to our toddler. Like, oh, okay, like that's cool. Like, I was like, "Oh, that's such a good way to put it." And that's one of the things that you told me at first too. You were like, "Well, he's coming back to me. Like, he's coming back to us, so it's okay." He just forgot something. He gonna be back.
So that's how I am. I'm big on life. Life is so hard itself. So how can you make things easier? Mm-hmm. And you make things easier when sometimes you're able to be decisive. When you're able to be decisive, that's making things easier. People look for people to lead. So,
especially as a husband, that's what we need. That's what I needed. I needed him to be my rock at that time, because I was crumbling, as y'all know. Y'all saw it.
So I just tried to be decisive in all the next conversations and all the next decisions that we had to do. And I think that helped too. And I give God the credit for that too, because it's a talent that he's given me and a talent that he wants a lot of us to have. That somebody's got to lead, somebody's got to lay out a plan sooner than later.
Yeah.
And now we're in a place where we're a week out from it, and all the feelings and emotions are still the same. So to talk about my emotions and stuff like that, I haven't become emotional. I haven't been moved to tears or anything. Like I said, I still just been in a mindset that this is just a delay. And it's also not to say that I'm this macho guy who's afraid to cry. She's seen me cry. She's seen me get emotional. And I don't believe it's one of those things that it hasn't hit me yet. I think it's just going to all come out when we give birth to our child, because then it'll be actually done then. And that's when I can see it being an emotional time for me, and like how I was crying when she was born. So it's not that I'm afraid to cry, not that I'm afraid to talk to anybody. I'm the first person to tell people.
He'll break the ice.
I'm the first person to call anybody and tell them, man, this is frustrating me, or this is how I am. And that's how I was with my family members that I called and told. So I ain't afraid of being myself.
So one question I do have, like, do you feel like you had to be strong for the both of us? Because you are strong. Like, I married you because you're strong. But, like, do you feel like you had to be strong for both of us? Because I was so weak. Like, I had you you took her over for me. I wasn't cleaning. I wasn't doing anything that I normally would. I kind of just took my time to be with God and myself and just heal and grieve and do what I needed to do for a few days. Even Thanksgiving Day, you took her. So do you feel like you had to be strong for both of us, and not just strong because you were strong within yourself, but you had to be strong for me too, even in just relation for our daughter?
Yeah, but once again, I think I'm trying to separate. Like, we had to still do things.
Yeah.
We had to still be active. And so, yeah, in that case, I let you have your time, and I was able to take care of a lot of the household responsibilities, take care of her, allow you to have your own time as far as like what we were doing with our time. But emotionally, I'm trying to separate physically and what we were actually doing versus emotionally. Emotionally, what was I strong for you for it? Like I said, that's where I wasn't hiding back tears or anything like that.
Okay, got it.
Emotionally, I was ready to do whatever, and I was authentic regarding that, and just ready to be able to, console you if needed. Or
I don't find it too pretty.
so, being emotionally strong for you was just being able to provide you your love languages and provide the things that you were needing emotionally. And I don't know what I don't even believe it was like a give and take, or like me giving away and emotionally supporting you was taking away from me being emotional. I don't even see it like that either.
Just thank you, because you were very patient with me. You were very you kept checking on me and kind of checking my temperature in a way, like making sure, like, well, are you okay? Like, not without asking me, am I okay? Because you knew I wasn't okay. So you were just like kind of looking in at me, just kind of, I could tell that you were checking my demeanor. You knew what to do, how to do it. You knew when to give me my space, when to come, and just without a doubt, without a second thought, you just took everything over. Like, I don't even remember asking you to do it. So I just, once again, I don't know how many times I've said it, but I really appreciate that, because I don't know if I couldn't have done any of it without you. So I appreciate it.
It's my girl right here.
This is my man right here.